nature video. I'm going to do one of my favourite subjects, which is always a sunset. I love the sunset. I love the contrast and the colours that are involved in this. And as you can see from this picture here, there's a lot going on, and you may look at it and go, this looks really daunting and really tough to do. But actually we're going to break it down and make it really easy, I hope. So in watercolour, we try and work very simply. So first and foremost, I'm looking at the sky. So just to set my stall up, what I've done here is just drawn the horizon line of the sea. I'm not worried about the mountains. We're going to talk about that in a minute. I'm going to give you a little technique to produce the sun, to make the sun look really nice and crisp. And just looking at the sky here, you can see it's actually slightly lighter at the top, so it's slightly reversed from looking at a blue, just a normal blue sky. It's actually slightly lighter at the top, and it runs down to be a bit darker in the horizon. Okay, so first what we're going to do, there aren't many clouds in that, so I'm just going to do a wash, so a wet on wet technique just to cover the page. I've already mixed my colours here, so obviously I'm looking for those kind of pinky, reddy, orangey colours here. So just going to wet the page. Don't worry about the mountains, as I said. I'm going to worry about those in a minute. I'm actually going to cover down to the horizon, just with the wet on wet. Okay, so straight in with our colour. There you go. We can manipulate it, because when it's wet, we can manipulate it. Okay, now just let the water run down. As it gets down to the horizon, I just want to get a little bit more. That's it, that's the colour I'm looking for. Yeah, and actually as it goes lower, I've just mixed a little bit of blue just into the horizon, so it gives it that kind of distance haze on there as well. Okay, just back to this colour again, just let it blend in, just let it do its thing. Right, now, this is my favourite technique. I've got a 1p coin, and while the paint is still drying, I'm just going to wrap the 1p coin into a tissue and hold it on the page where I want the coin, where I want the sun to be, which is about there. Just hold it there for 5 seconds and then take it off, and that gives me that sun. Love that technique, really simple, but you can see straight away it's quite crisp. Now I've actually made the sun a little bit bigger than the picture, just to kind of emphasise the contrast on here. Just to finish off a little bit, I'm just going to go a little bit darker, just while it's still wet still, just down there, because as it fades into the distance, just behind those mountains, it's a little bit more cloudy. So I'm just going to, that's it, just add that little blue. As you can see, drops down into that horizon line. I'm just going to sort the horizon line out in a minute. But that's lovely. Yeah, I really like that. A little bit darker actually, just at the bottom. Now, just to emphasise, I am colourblind, so I am working very much by the colours that I see. But so it doesn't matter. It really does not matter. Right, to tidy up this horizon line for the moment, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the brush, dry brush. I've just dried it out. I'm just going to pick up excess water. Doesn't matter if it's crept down, because we're going to put the sea in there in a minute. Okay, so I've left that to dry for a bit, and now I'm going to add the mountains in, just a small mountain range. Now I haven't already drawn this, so I'm going to just use the brush and go straight in with it. For this, I'm going to be using a blue mixed with the same colour as the skyline, just to give it a kind of a greeny glow. As you go into a distance, you'll tend to find most things tend to get quite hazy. It's either a bluey green feel. Okay, but we can mix as we go along here. So I'm just going to feel my way, I'm using a smaller brush now. Just going to feel my way, and it may seem light at the moment, but we'll darken it up once I've got my outlines in. I'm not too worried if I'm going into the horizon here, into the sea, because I'm going to be sorting that out in a minute. Okay, but that's it, that's the colour. Just tidy that horizon outline, and straight away, look, you've got that definition, you've got that dynamic scene, which is what I wanted. Right, so I'm just going to add my last layer here, and this is just a small series of hills just in the background here, just at the foothills of the larger hills here, as you can see in the picture, and this will finish this painting off quite nicely, and again will give us contrast between the sea and the sky. So I'm going to go darker on here, again using partly the same colour as the sea, partly adding a bit of the mix of the sky in there as well, just to keep it all in the same colour tonal mix that we have. So that's it. Again, I'm not being exact here, I'm just going to get it to maybe jut out a bit. That's it, just like that, just to add that. Look at that. What I'm going to do is just underneath the hills, just going to add just a little bit of reflection into the water. Just using the same colour. Again, it doesn't matter, really, just adding that colour there. Just letting it break up. There you go. And there you have 4 stages of a painting. The sky, the first mountain range, the sea, and just adding that little bit of distance in there with the other little hill range there. And that is my painting complete. If you've liked that video and liked all the others, please subscribe down below, that would be fantastic. And I'll look forward to seeing you on the next one.